The Cleveland Cavaliers have no shortage of decisions to make this offseason, and what to do with their first-round pick is likely a high priority right now. And with that said, there should be plenty of options to choose from in a surprisingly deep draft that features talent such as Chet Holmgren, Paolo Banchero, Shaedon Sharpe, Jaden Ivey, and more. Much of what the team decides to do will depend heavily upon whether or not they are able to move up. If they end up in the top 4, they could be in position to snag Jaden Ivey or Jabari Smith, but the much more likely scenario is to stay put at 14. If so, the Wine and Golders will still be able to select an impact player. And with the news that Malaki Branham recently announced that he will keep his name in the NBA draft pool, he could be a primary target of the Cavaliers. This was a big decision, as Branham could have chosen to remain at Ohio State for another season or two to further develop his game under head coach Chris Holtmann, but decided against it in favor of capitalizing on his rising draft stock. And speaking of draft stock, Branham took home Big Ten Freshman of the Year honors after a hot second half to the season by averaging 13.7 points per game, grabbing 3.6 rebounds, dishing out 2 assists, and canning 41.6% of his three-point attempts. He also completed 83.3% of his free throw attempts. The 6'5", 180-pound shooting guard would solidify a backcourt that needs size badly and could give the Cavs a 3-level scorer who can create points by himself and operate off the ball. He's got good court vision and is an excellent cutter on and off the ball as well. He also possesses an elite mid-range jumper and can stop on a dime off the dribble in his spots to knock down those jumpers, a la DeMar DeRozan. Perhaps one of the biggest aspects of his game in regards to his fit with the Cavaliers would be his ability to operate as the pick-and-roll ball handler, which should be a prerequisite for any guard on this team if you ask me. That's a plus for a team who will likely be running its offense through Darius Garland once more, but needs secondary facilitators in the worst way. He could definitely act as a connective tissue or complementary piece, and every championship-level team needs players like that. Think Chris Middleton. He is also a pretty decent rebounder for his size. His 3.6 rebounds per game would have ranked second to only veteran point guard Ricky Rubio for highest average among guards on the team. And while not as polished as a defender as fellow prospects like Ochai Agbaji, Branham can still defend multiple positions and can use his 6'11" wingspan to his advantage. He's quick enough to defend guards and wings out on the perimeter and can navigate through screens well and stay on plays in the pick and roll. The Ohio native will be just 19 years old by the time that the 2022-23 season starts and could grow with the young core that the Cavs have in place currently. But Branham isn't without his flaws though, as he can settle for mid-range jumpers at times rather than getting to the basket, where he's a much more efficient threat. He also noticeably favors going to his right side rather than his left, even when he has an opening to his left. On the defensive end, he can struggle at times staying balanced off screens. But time will tell if the Cavs saw enough out of him in his lone year at Ohio State to take him if he's available. As always though, much of the decision to draft him may be directly tied to what the team's plans are at guard moving forward.
Most notably Colin Sexton and Karis LeVert.